All right, Proverbs chapter 15, verse 19. The way of the lazy man is like a hedge of thorns, but the way of the upright is a highway. Um, God's once again saying, the lazy man is like a hedge of thorns. I mean, thorns they hurt, right? And the lazy man he hurts others. He makes life for others harder, doesn't he? But the way of the upright, the person who gets up and does things and actually participates in life, it becomes part of society and actually does something with their life. It is a highway where others can follow, where the path is made straight, where people can then add to it and can help make it even better, make the path bigger, make things along the way are so much better for everyone. Verse 20, a wise son makes a father glad, but a foolish man despises his mother. Um, Pretty simple. If you're a good kid, you make your father glad when you use your brain, because that means the father doesn't use his brain to get you out of trouble. But a foolish man despises his mother. You know, Mothers only want the best for their kids. Mom doesn't want you to fall apart. Well, first of all, you're her kid. Second of all, she doesn't want to clean up your messes any more than she has to. She'll do that because she's your mom. But a foolish man despises his mother. The mother only wants the best for you. That's amazing. The mom only ever wants what's best for you. Why would you despise your mother? Everybody else could leave you in life, but guess what? Mom's still there. Don't ever despise your mother. You're then biting literally the hand to feed you. It might be the last person who will come to your defense, and they'll stay to your defense whether everybody else is against you. Mom will come to your defense. Do not despise her, because if you do, then she won't come to you. You then could be literally on your own. Don't do that. Don't allow that to happen in your life. 21. Folly is joy to him who is destitute of discernment. But a man of understanding walks uprightly. So folly is joy to him who doesn't care. They in their folly. The problem is what they don't understand is without wisdom, they're not taking into account what could be coming around the next bend. What could happen next? What's going to happen next? And they have no clue. They have no plan whatsoever. And then what happens was their foolishness, their folly leads them to destruction, or allows the enemy to come in unawares because they're not paying attention. They're not putting their guard up. They're putting it down. And because they don't have discernment, like, oh, that person, oh yeah, they like me. Oh, no, if they give all the signs of order, they don't. That's foolishness, right? Use the situation and, yeah, it looks terrible, but it'll be okay. If it looks terrible, ask God if it's going to be okay. Find out. Do not lack discernment in this world. That's what's really missing in our world today, is a big time lack of discernment. That's why people get in so much trouble, because they don't use their brains to say, okay, well, once again, that wonderful phrase, it is what it is. Why would you accept that phrase? That is just a terrible phrase. So verse 22, without counsel, plans go awry. Oh, wow. But in the multitude of counselors, they are established. You want your plans to be established? Get a multitude of counselors. Now, here's the thing. What's that mean? A multitude of counselors doesn't mean the same counselors. Because sometimes, you have your circle of friends, and they can be great counselors. Your family can be great counselors. But there might become a situation in life where they don't have the knowledge to help you. And if they're good counselors, they'll say, well, son or daughter, hey, go out and find someone else who knows a little more than I do. Go out and find someone else who knows something better. Why don't you go try that? Find someone else who can help you. Make sure a multitude of counselors mean have as many as you can. How can you have too few counselors? Now, here's the deal. They don't have to. Now, if that counselor's an expert on this thing and not on something else, you don't have to use them on that thing they're not an expert in. Find experts in everything and use them for the right things. There was a fictional character. You might have heard of him, Sherlock Holmes. He had the thing called his irregulars. These irregulars, they were people that were experts in one niche thing that he would use when he didn't know something. Now, Sherlock Holmes, he was pretty arrogant guy, but he wasn't real. He's a made-up person. But he would solve all these cases a lot. But he had these people where he knew he didn't know something, and he'd have them. And he had all kinds of them for any kind of situation, because he realized that having more was better than not having too few. And you can always have more counselors. Now, they don't have to counsel every situation. He didn't use his irregulars. He didn't get like all of them together at one time. Okay, how do you solve this one problem? The guy who was the math guy, or the guy who was the map guy, or the guy who was the emotional guy, all different experts on different things. Use them when they're needed. Okay, and find a good counselors, and you'll have great plans in your life. You want to have good plans in your life. The more counselors you have, the better it'll be. And then the wisdom is to say, okay, this guy, this girl knows about this, so I'm going to use them for this. And they know about this. I'm not going to use them for this, but I'm going to use them for that. And also, you are an expert in something. Everybody is. And you can be part of someone else's counselors and, give and take type of thing. What a great thing. But here's the thing. You got to stay in your lane as a counselor. Sometimes your counselors will try to give you advice when they have no clue what they're talking about. All right. Don't let that happen. Oh, remember, Jesus loves you. I love you, and you're absolutely awesome.